Hello, and welcome to another exciting edition of Hidden in the Universal Vault. I'm Ryan, your host, and I'm welcoming you to my review of The Little Rascals from 1994. Now, I watched this off the two-movie family fun pack. This also includes its sequel, Little Rascals Saves the Day. I will get to that one at some point. But I wanted to talk about The Little Rascals because I grew up with this 1994 gem, in my opinion. And I think it's I think it's a ton of fun, though. Like I said again, there was a time where Emblem, and this actually was made by King's World, and I believe Emblem also made this, Steven Spielberg's company, so it has that sort of Steven Spielberg Presents charm. So, yeah, Little Rascals, like I said, this came out in 1994, and it's actually directed by Penelope Spira, who made the excellent Wayne's World and the Beverly Hillbillies, which was an interesting watch. But Little Rascals would be her second family movie. So, yeah, let's talk about the Little Rascals, shall we? And here's the plot. They're all here. Spanky, Alfalfa, Buckwheat, Darla, Smitty, I think it's Smetty, Porky, and Petey the dog, starring Little Rascals, the hilarious heartwarming comedy directed by Penelope Spira. Through mischief and mayhem's tricks and intrigues, the Rascals will learn the values of true friendship, even an appreciation of girls. That's the sum of this movie. So, like I said, the film starts with Spanky and Petey the dog. So Petey the dog. So, like I said, the film opens with Spanky giving Petey the dog a note. So he gives the note to a couple of the kids, and then eventually the mayhem happens. So right now we're introduced to the Little Rascals. And before I go on, I want to talk about the history of Little Rascals. They originally started out as the Hal Roach R Gangs, and these were shorts from like the 20s, 30s, all the way to the 40s. Then they had a resurgence in the 1980s with the Saturday morning cartoon ABC. Then the Little Rascals sort of just faded off, and it would take them a decade until 1994 to get Universal to greenlight this film, as I said, with Penelope Spira as the director, in the directing chair. And the movie flat out not only features those, I'll try to name the rest of them off the bat. We also get Walden, who is sort of the, he's one of the antagonists. He's the rich kid. And then we're introduced to the bullies, your typical cliche bullies. That's kind of another thing I have a problem with, the bullies. They feel super generic. Like, how do I know about these bullies? Right then and then, the bullies start chasing the main guys. So Alfalfa and Spanky, like I said, Alfalfa had a crush on Darla. Then Alfalfa dumps Darla. So Buckwheat and I believe it's Spanky, one of the kids with Buckwheat. So the two of them deliver a message to Darla. She's getting ready for ballet recital. So they mention Alfalfa got dumped, but now she's mad, and basically she crushes a soda can because she's really mad because got dumped. Now Darla falls in love with Walden. So basically now the two of them have to go and find Darla. Enter Leah Thompson has a small role as the dance recital teacher. I forgot to mention the rundown of the stars in this. So in addition to, like I said, Leah Thompson, we have Daryl Hannah, Mel Brooks, George Wendt. Who else? Whoopi Goldberg plays Buckwheat's mom, which says the funniest joke. As soon as Buckwheat knows, guys, we'll get to the climax of the film because I want to talk about that. So then we get Daryl Hannah. And I believe that's about it for the main stars. So Daryl Hannah plays the teacher who goes by the name of Miss Crabtree. Not Miss Crabtree from South Park, Miss Crabtree, who is a lot kinder. And she tells they're trying to scam money off of people. So they're like saying, introducing the man who can eat all the chicken. Turns out he's a kid. He's one of the rascals with a mustache eating the chicken. So now Daryl Hannah's character is saying, you know, guys, where'd you get this money? You know, you're not supposed to scam money. That's just wrong. Okay, so they donate the money. Basically, they give the money, almost $500, to the woman who runs the race, and to Reba McEntire, who runs the race. Back to Alfalfa and Spanky. So the two of them are running away from bullies. So they go inside the dancer side of one to get to talk to Darla. So, like I said, George Wendt plays the lumberjack guy. The two of them want to get some wood. So I'm kind of talking this in out of sync, but I kind of that. So now the two kids, along with the other kids, are pretending to be adults, and they meet Mel Brooks, who is in a small role playing the guy who runs this place. So they're dressed up as Amish people. So yeah, and then eventually they come out, and we see the real Amish people, which is just, oh my gosh, hilarious ensue. So now, like I said, we get back to Alfalfa and those guys. Alfalfa and Spanky as they go into the dancer style. Now they're dressed up as ballet dancers, and they have a frog. So eventually, he runs out, then chases them. They do this weird slow motion where they're running. I guess it's an homage to the Our Gang shorts where they run super, super fast and like speed it up. So that. Okay, so I talked most of that. Also, Buckwheat says the funniest line, do you like pickles? So I was like, just some generic thing. Also, another one who also appears in the Darla goes to a slumber party, and then we get the Olsen twins as twins, who credit as twins. So totally off the cuff. Mary Kay and Ashley Olsen, I should say. They played the twins in this. It's fun. That's pretty funny. So now, let's talk about the climax. So now they're getting ready for the race, and turns out Walden's father is playing none other than Trump himself. Yes, Donald Trump appears in this movie, which is just so out of place. He's like, Walden's calling his father. He's like, hey, Dad, how you doing? He's like, I'm doing great, Waldo. You're the best. You're the greatest son money could ever have. And I'm like, what the funs? I'm like, you got Donald Trump there. So now we get Whoopi Goldberg. I forgot to mention plays Buckwheat's mom. And Buckwheat's like, oh, there's my mom. Whoopi. It's just out of nowhere. Let's now talk about the climax. The go-kart racing climax, which is probably by far the best part. And then they have the big race. So now they donate the money. Reba McEntire plays a race car driver. Well, they don't know the race car driver yet. That comes near the end of the movie. I'm not going to tell you who wins the climax. You're just going to have to watch. This movie is fun. This movie is a very cute but fun movie. I grew up with this movie. I watched this on pay cable many years ago. Then I actually got the set at the Dollar Tree because I didn't have the first movie. Like I said, it's a ton of fun. I grew up with this movie. I have a soft spot for this. Also, it's weird that this is a PG-rated movie because some of the jokes feel a little bit cringe. That's also my only real complaint in the movie is some of the jokes feel cringe. And for a kid's movie, that might seem over the top, even for a child like me who grew up couldn't understand the jokes. I thought the race was just incredible. Some of the cinematography felt like I was stepping into an original Hal Roach Our Gang short. Now I've seen the Our Gang shorts. I watched that. I watched this first, and then I watched the shorts when I just got DVDs many years ago. And they're fine. They're fine. But I think this is the movie that got me into this. Also, Buckwheat's hairstyle is a lot different. Now he's going with the same hairstyle that Lenny Kravitz had, the dreadlocks. So he goes with the dreadlock style. I guess it's sort of similar to how Lenny Kravitz. I know in the sequel they go back to the original hairstyle in the Hal Roach Our Gang shorts. So I haven't covered the sequel, so I will get to that one soon because I don't know. The long stench of direct-to-video sequels, Cop and Have New Recruit was great. Bigger Fat Liar was awful. I don't know about Little Rascals Save the Day. I guess the sequel's about a talent show, but we'll see. Like I said, I'm probably going to save that one for next year. But, yeah. I think for a 1994 film, I think Penelope Spheres did an excellent job. I still think Wayne's World's her best. But this movie right here, this is a movie I saw before I saw Wayne's World back in the day. And trying to think of anything else. I love how the end with the bullies. I'm not going to tell you how that ends. So, yeah, I forgot to mention the Bully in Problem Child 2, which I covered Sergeant Bilko, plays Spanky's dad in a small role, and it's like, that guy looks familiar. Oh, that's the bully from Problem Child. I'm like, wow. Again, folks, the pendulum totally swings. It's just so weird to see. The weirdest cameo, if I had to say, is probably Trump as the dad. And I was like, Trump playing Walden's father just is so out of place. I just couldn't believe. And I didn't even know who Donald Trump was as a kid. But then when I watched this, I'm like, oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, it's just as weird as this cameo in Home Alone 2 where he says, where Culkin says, excuse me, where's the bathroom? Trump's like, down the hall to your left. It's just us. It's just us weird. But that's like cringe 101 right there. So, politics aside, it's just brief, small. It's just brief, small. So, keeping politics aside, I just still think it's weird. Also, Whoopi Goldberg saying the weirdest line, just won by a hair. That is just funny. So, not going to totally spoil that total ending, but that line is near the end of the movie. You just have to watch. So I'm sure everybody's probably seen this. If you grew up with me, this is definitely must see. But if you're new to it and you want something for the family, sure. And yeah, and at the end of the day, this is a cute but fun movie. I just think Little Rascals is just a ton of fun. I love 90s movies, especially 90s Universal. But it's just such a fun movie, though. And I had a great time with this movie. And after this whole week was over, I'm glad to be back to doing the 2 movies per week. And I just had a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, I had a ton of fun reviewing all those weekend movies. Oh, before I close out, whenever I said about Last Christmas Eve 2029, it's actually 2019 release. So I do apologize, it was just super late. I got totally exhausted, guys. I just must have been so fast. So if I said 2029, that's not the right year. We're not even at 2029 yet. But at the end of the day, it's just Little Rascals is just a fun family movie. I'm hoping the sequel is good, but I'm not holding my breath on that. I'm sure it's probably going to be bad, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that soon, and I'll tell you why. Notice how Buckwheat right here has dreadlocks. In this movie, you can tell the character right here has the regular hair that you would see in the Hal Roach shorts. So, yeah, if you have never seen Little Rascals, this is a must-see movie. Kids are going to like it. Being a 90s kid myself, I had a great time with this movie. And this was actually my second watch. I did watch this movie before I started doing this series. And this is like my second viewing. I've seen it many years ago, but this is my second time. I watched it once before the series, and I watched it the first time for the channel. So yeah, check out Little Rascals. Definitely a fun movie. So let's go ahead and rate this now, guys. I'm going to give Little Rascals a 4 out of 5. I certainly have a soft spot for this movie, and I feel like about that, the kid actors are actually really good. I think Darla is actually really good. I think the actress who was Darla is actually really good. Some of them would go on to become stars. Bug Hall was Alfalfa. Walden, who the actor who played Waldo, will later go on to voice Eugene in the Nicktoons series Hey Arnold in season 5. So yeah, a lot of these actors will go on to do bigger, better things. Though I thought the one kid, not Buckwheat, but I thought the one kid with the hat was actually the kid from Cop and a Half. But I was wrong. So that's what I thought. I thought the chemistry between all those characters, and I just have a soft spot for these 90s family movies. I feel like this is a movie, if I had a kid, if I would, well, let's say if I was a parent, I would show this to my kid, and yeah, but I'm not a parent, but I can see that parents might be into it. Might be a little bit over top for this generation, but for us who grew up in the 1990s, this is like peak nostalgic. So if you have a nostalgic take on this, yeah, check out Little Rascals. Yeah, so check out Little Rascals. It's a fun movie. It's fun for what it is, and I do plan on checking out the sequel probably next year. So yeah, that's my view of Little Rascals. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do like the content of the channel, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, ring the bell to get all my video notifications so you don't miss a single video on the channel. I'm also on Letterboxd, guys, so you can check out all the content I have on the channel. Tons of content. I have a ton of playlists on a lot of videos, so you probably already know what to see on that channel. So just head on over there. Let me know what you guys think of Little Rascals. Did you guys grow up with this movie? Did you guys like it? Was it your first time watching? Let me know in the comments, guys. So yeah, like I said again, guys, go check out the Little Rascals. It's a fun movie. It might not be for everyone, but for a 90s kid like me, and I'm nostalgic for it, I would still recommend checking this out for what it is. And as a 90s classic, worth watching. So yeah, that's it, guys. And as always, keep watching those Universal movies, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.